Hello, everyone. Mary Ann here at the filling station. And we have another fabulous guest in the studio today, Tommy Stanfield
That's correct.
from Southern Bank.
From Southern Bank.
Now, we had Southern Bank, a little location across the street from the filling station, and we loved having Southern Bank right here. We know that you all have been going through some changes, but
Absolutely.
you're coming back.
We are.
You're coming back. So we are so looking forward to growing our relationship with Southern Bank. That is the filling station's banking institution. And so we discussed, hey, we just need some basic services, but all of a sudden, you all started bringing a whole lot more to the table. So one of the goals here at the filling station is not only to provide health and wellness and connecting foods and meds and those types of things, but we also want to make sure that we have the financial wellness piece.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit about you, Tommy, and
I will do that.
give us some background. And
So I have been in banking for over 20 years now. Been working for Southern Bank for about around 6 years now. And I work in their learning and development as far as career field, learning and development. I also cover our at-work program, which is financial wellness, where I get to go out and talk to organizations and talk to communities and really give back for the bank on behalf of the bank through financial education. Southern Bank's been around for 125 years.
well,
We're
that's
excited about that.
That's as long as North Carolina Cooperative Extension.
We actually celebrated and are celebrating all year 125 years in business. And
Wow.
We've been in business that long because we pride ourselves in giving back to the
Mm.
communities we serve. And one of the ways I'm responsible for, I feel like, is through financial education. And you kind of hit the nail on the head earlier when you were talking about that as part of y'all's mission, because in my opinion, that could be our next pandemic, the lack of financial education.
Right.
So, when you have 72% of Americans that identify with being financially stressed on a monthly basis,
Mm-hmm.
when you have 64% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck,
Mm-hmm.
and only about 30% of Americans being able to cover a financial emergency of $500 or more by what they have in their savings account.
Yeah.
That's a problem. And it's all stems from a lack of education around their finances.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm passionate about it, as you
Mm-hmm.
could probably tell.
Mm-hmm.
And when I found about your mission
Mm-hmm.
through Dakota, your banker,
Mm-hmm.
and one of my teammates, I thought it was a home run hit. And I
Yeah.
think we got a chance to talk and
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
But, outside of that, I've always been passionate about giving back and trying to help people, educate people around their finances. I have a kind of a personal connection. I had a cousin of mine who was in a bad car accident when she was 18 years old. We didn't think she was going to make it. She did. She did have some diminished brain activity after recovery. But through the accident, she was awarded $2 million in a settlement. And her parents, one was a kindergarten teacher, her father was an electrician
Mm-hmm.
and at the mill, and they didn't really know how to guide
Handle
her.
that.
And
Yeah.
unfortunately, after about 5 years' time, she's now one of those 64% of Americans that live paycheck to paycheck.
Mm.
And so, the question we had during all that was, where was her banker?
Yeah.
Where was her bank to sit down with her and build a plan so she could live comfortably for the rest of her life? And
Yeah.
so that's kind of what drew me into doing this
Mhm.
as a profession, and
Mm-hmm.
excited to get, like I said, to get to do it every day and
Mm-hmm.
try to educate people.
So you're from Eastern North Carolina?
I'm actually from the central part of the state,
Uh-huh.
but I've been in Eastern Carolina long enough to call it home.
Yeah.
Pirate. I
Mm-hmm.
went to school at ECU, met my wife there. She's from Greenville. And we, as much as we've moved away, we've always found our way back east, it seems. So
We have had lots of connections recently to East Carolina University. The previous person I had in here just a few minutes ago this morning is getting his PhD at East Carolina. And so, yeah, we have received lots of wonderful support and resources from Harold Bate Foundation, which I believe he has been a tremendous supporter of East Carolina University. So, there's so many folks out there that see wonderful things happening and want to make sure that it's being invested in the right places.
Well, I
So,
think the Pirates, we kind of pride ourselves in taking care of our folks in
yeah,
the eastern part of the state. So
yeah,
I'm glad to hear that,
yeah.
and hope that continues.
Yes. Well, they have a strong board. Harold Bate is no longer living, but he did wasn't married and had no children, but he set up a wonderful foundation that is benefiting Jones, Craven, Pamlico, and also East Carolina University. So that's great.
That is.
Yeah. Well, we encounter a lot of folks here at the filling station and in talking, having conversations about how do we assist in bridging those unmet needs. And so our food insecurity rate here in Jones County has been anywhere from 16 to 25%. And of course, that has to do with disasters. You mentioned COVID, hurricanes, all these types of things that come through that just totally rock individuals and a family.
Absolutely.
And the compounding can be good in the positive as well as the negative. And so, talking about a snowball effect, I believe who talks about the snowball effect? Anyway,
Well, there is a method of actually
Yeah.
paying off your debt called
Yeah.
the snowball method.
yeah, there we go.
That has the same premise behind
And
it.
having the accountability and a community connection really does make all the difference.
Absolutely.
Which leads us to, our goal has always been to offer a financial support, a financial wellness. I won't say support, but financial wellness education.
Well, it is a resource.
Yeah.
So it is support
Yes.
in a way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we met,
Yes,
and
we
you
did.
you said, "Well, I can do that." So this
Glad
is
to do that.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
we're going to be doing this in a month.
Yeah, we've got 4 lined up, I think,
Yeah.
throughout the year.
Yep.
4 more after this one, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so excited
So
about
tell
that.
us about why come. I mean, I believe there's going to be some food involved.
There
but-
will be. We're going to feed people. That's the first reason, obviously.
Yeah.
We want you to come and get full on food, but also full on knowledge and resources
Yes.
that can help you with your finances. The first segment we're going to do is what I call financially fit. I read somewhere, I think it was, I forgot what magazine now, but they were talking about the benefits of working out and being physically fit and how it can reduce stress in your life and you'll have a more positive outlook. And it got me thinking about being financially fit. And there's things that you can do to also reduce your stress levels around finances and have a better outlook on life. So we want to teach people how to put money to work for themselves, and also some things that they can do, some behaviors that they can incorporate on a daily basis that will help them reduce that financial stress in their life.
I heard, I was reading yesterday in a book that every single day we need to do something that makes us feel uncomfortable.
It's the only way you learn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it in America culture, I want to get to a place where I'm comfortable. And so it's important to make sure that we're doing these, you mentioned behavioral, different behaviors to.
Well, and comfort is part of the problem. We get comfortable in the wrong behaviors.
Yeah.
And it causes financial stress for us. And, I think the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting something different in return. And when it comes to our finances, if we don't make the right changes, and if someone doesn't teach us the right way to do things, those changes can compound negatively and really put people in a bad situation that they feel like they can't get out of.
Yeah. Well, and
which also affects mental health.
Exactly. You get into this spiral, and which leads us back to our mission statement. One of the words in our mission statement is assist. And so people ask me all the time, how many people do you serve at the food pantry? And what stories are you hearing at the food pantry? Sometimes we see people once a month, once every 6 months. And if I haven't seen somebody in a while, then they'll come back and say, "Oh, I got a job and
Hmm.
I haven't needed the food pantry," or maybe a grandmother is taking care of grandchildren. So the
It's
parents
very
can,
rewarding, I'm sure.
right. I mean, you're hearing the types of things, but our goal is not to be here. And, I think a lot of times people are surprised by that.
Yeah,
The goal is not to is to make sure that that gap is bridged in such a way that you're not having to rely
absolutely.
on this.
And that's, again, kind of going back to the financial side. People rely on credit cards or payday
Mhm.
lenders, predatory lending, and things of that nature.
Mhm.
The goal is to educate them in a way that they don't have to do that anymore. There's
Right.
small changes that they can do in their behaviors that can create just huge impact in their life going forward,
Mhm.
where they don't need those things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
excited to come share that.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about all the different things, and we are going to post this flyer, put it in our
Mhm.
newsletter, and give people the opportunity to be a part of this, living within your means, reducing expenses. I mean, I think that's probably one of the best ways to put more money in your pocket is to look and say, "Gosh, where's my money going? Oh, I'm having $5 coffees,"
Yeah.
or, "Gosh, was the $7 cheeseburger?" And those, I think those little tiny things can really add up.
Yeah, we're going to spend a lot of time on the reducing expenses.
Yeah.
A topic that can make the most impact. But I
Mm-hmm.
think also understand, like you hit it perfectly, understanding where your money's actually going,
Yeah.
and taking a real look at that on a daily or weekly basis and saying,
Mm-hmm.
did I really need to spend that? What else could I have done with those funds? Or is there a better way that I can utilize that money
Yeah.
that's going to help me in the long run?
Yeah.
So yeah, we got a lot to cover.
Yeah.
Like I said, there's 8 different behaviors we're going to go through,
Oh, wonderful.
and it's it will be eye opening for some. Some people
Mhm,
will have heard it before, but
mhm.
never really put it together. So I'm excited
Well,
about it.
repetition is good for the soul. That's why
Absolutely,
we keep going to church
yeah,
on Sunday morning.
that's right.
And, you can't make the decision to go to church on Sunday. You have to have made the decision way before that, because invariably something will happen on Sunday.
Or Saturday night.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, making the decision is the easy part,
Mhm.
but managing the decisions is where the rubber meets the road. And so
Absolutely,
um, that is the filling station's role here in the community, here in Jones County, is to connect people and resources. We have this beautiful space that has been provided um, by very generous individuals and families, and the generosity continues, and so we want to continue to pour that into people who need assistance.
absolutely.
Yeah, and we're grateful for Southern Bank coming along beside the filling
I think
station.
it's a great partnership.
Yeah, I'm really really excited about it.
I am as well.
Yeah, so this will be Thursday, May the 21st,
Hmm.
5:30 to 7. Again, we will have dinner. That'll be a RSVP, but Tuesday before. And yeah, so Tommy and I, we are working on a menu that I'm sure will be great for everyone. And all the information will be on our website. But again, thank you so much for coming,
Absolutely.
sharing a little bit more. It's important when people register that they see the face of who's going to provide this great education. And
Absolutely.
so thank you for taking the time
I
out of
am
your
so
day to do
excited.
this.
So excited.
Yeah.
Bring the whole family. It's amazing, but when everyone hears the message that's going to be shared, it's a whole lot easier to make decisions
Yes.
than if it's one person going back and trying to share it. So bring the whole family out,
Mhm.
and we'll try to do our best to make
Mhm.
sure you get full on
Mhm.
education as well as food.
Wonderful.
Looking forward to
Wonderful.
it.
It's just the beginning. So mark your calendar for Thursday, May the 21st, and we'll see you here at the filling station for some financial wellness. Until then, have a great day. Bye-bye.